Good evening, people. We're back to the silent films, and I just watched The General, 1926, Buster Keaton film that was not very well received when it came out. Orson Welles liked it. In fact, Orson Welles loved it. What did he call it? He called it the greatest, possibly the greatest Civil War film ever made, maybe the greatest train film or the greatest comedy, something like that. Orson Welles loved it. I have enjoyed it ever since I saw it. I would say it's one of those easy ways in to silent films because it's very simple. Buster Keaton is Johnny Gray. He's an engineer. He drives the General, which is a train. He loves his train. He loves his girlfriend. Civil War breaks out, so his girlfriend's father and brother, they go and enlist. She wants him to enlist. Off he goes. They won't take him. They don't tell him why they don't take him. They tell us, but they don't tell him. Word gets back to her that he didn't even line up. He didn't even try and enlist. So she says, meh, wah, 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 wah. I don't want to see you again till you're in uniform. So we move on a year. He's driving his train. It stops off. People go into the town to get some food. The train gets stolen. Is, I imagine, ex-girlfriend by now. Happens to be still on the train. The chase to get the train back begins. And it is very action-packed. It is very fun and exciting. Then around the middle, the character of Johnny Gray, he rests. Gives us a chance to rest. Then it picks up again and it goes on. And it's a great film. Buster Keaton. I particularly like the score on my version anyway. Because it's on YouTube and it's got two different scores. So, pick your poison. And, Buster Keaton doing what Buster Keaton does best. And that is defy death-defying stunts. He defies all kinds of boundaries that he shouldn't do. Like today, just jumping from one cart to another would require health and safety to go through the roof. He's on top of the train. He's jumping over the trains. He's right on that pointed thing. You can see it in the thumbnail of the video. He's right there. It's like the train's going slow. I get that, but when he's moving forward, if he falls, he could die. And I've called Buster Keaton in the past. I've called him a glorified stuntman. I compare him to Chaplin, which is only natural, but I admire him for his stunts. I think Tom Cruise is great. Buster Keaton, he's very good. He is. At what he does, he is very good. And it's a fine film with a great almost finale, with the big finale. Yeah, they did that for real. I have two copies. Many years ago, probably longer than I even cared to even imagine. I had an old shitty DVD copy which you couldn't see for shit, but I thought, it's cool, I've got The General. It was horrible. Then Harry sent me that. That is a Kino DVD which has two discs, the feature film and the special features. Special features on this are as shown, but a superb looking transfer was night and day to what I had before. So whenever I look at this on the shelf, I think of Harry. Thank you, Harry. But then Masters of Cinema come out with this Buster Keaton set with the General, Sherlock Jr. and Steamboat Bill Jr. Now, I already had Sherlock Jr., I already had the General, but I bought it for some reason. I don't know why. And it looks like that. I like that. When you open it up, it has that. So that's nice. And the special features on this are thus. So I really didn't need this. I'm glad I have this because it looks different to this. It looks better than this, but it looks different. But I watch both, depending on what mood I'm in. It's the same film. I don't remember if they're the same scores. My memory's not that good. But yeah, that's The General. Excellent film. You should watch it. It's on YouTube. Both links will be down below for it. But a film I've always enjoyed, of a man that I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Buster Keaton. I admire him and his stunts. I've seen all of his feature films. They're very hit and miss for me. But them two, especially there and there, are very good. At what he does, he's very good. And that's The General. You guessed it. It's very, very good.